Hey everybody, my name is Alex Merced from alexmercedcoder.com, and I'm just going to tell you guys a little bit of my story. The purpose of this video is for people who are considering becoming web developers in 2019. So basically, this is 2019, I am becoming a web developer. So a little bit about my story is I've been in corporate training for the last 11 years. I've worked on Wall Street, training people who are CEOs, new entry-level people, but I've always had an interest in web development and web stuff, so I've done a lot of working with WordPress, doing HTML, CSS, but not really delving much deeper than that. So in about June, July of this year, I decided that I was gonna change careers. So I made a big sort of shift in my focus, and I started self-teaching myself a lot of the coding. And it was a fun process. I did decide that I wanted a little bit more structure as far as shifting my career from one place to the next. So I am starting a boot camp with General Assembly, which I'm very excited about, and my experience with General Assembly has been very, very good so far. So if you're considering a boot camp, that's a good option. But looking back on it, and after everything I've learned, and I definitely would have a better idea of if I were to start over and teach myself kind of what the approach I would take. So what I did is I've created some resources. So this YouTube channel, okay, of course, is going to be a resource to learn more about web development. Yes, there's many more sort of experienced and knowledgeable web developers on YouTube, but my goal is to kind of provide you from sort of those fresh eyes, what should I do? So there's a couple things, advice I would give straight up. One, there are a lot of great resources on YouTube, but first things first, to learn the basics. And one of the greatest tools I found to learn the basics are two things. The Solo Learn mobile app. I did all sort of its 11 courses, so that got me acquainted with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Ruby, PHP, C, C++, C#, Java, whatnot. And once you kind of completed all those courses, you do learn a lot of the fundamentals and understand it all a lot better. So I highly recommend doing that. That and General Assembly's a free Dash course. There you really get a good hands-on application of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to kind of be a foundation for the rest of your learning. What I have done is of all these resources that I've used and learned from, and things that I've learned are sort of important, I've created sort of a Google Classroom course. Okay, basically it is really just me curating all the greatest stuff. So if you want to have access to that course, there's going to be a link to a form in the video description, so you can fill out the form, and I'll send you an email link. It's free. It's just something I think it's going to be useful. It gives you all sort of which are the best tutorial videos for many of the different technologies, but at the same time also gives you a brief description of why this particular technology is important to learn. Like, why do I need to learn a front-end framework? Why is WebAssembly important? What is Rust? All these kind of things. Now that you'll learn everything in this course, I kind of summarized and kind of included pieces for pretty much everything in web development. But the idea is so that way you have a good understanding of the entire landscape if you kind of browse through the curation of this course. On top of it, subscribe to my podcast, Web Development 101. A lot of the episodes is just describing what a lot of these technologies and their importance are. Because it's important not just to know and how to practically use these things, but kind of have a good idea of the landscape. And I've learned a lot about that the last few months, and I've been trying to put that into this Web Development 101 podcast. Also, networking. I'm in the process of networking. If you're interested in being a self-taught developer, or you're going to a boot camp, or you're a computer science degree student right now, you're going to want to network. So what I've done is created a Slack channel for networking purposes. So that link will also be in the video description. I'll also send you an invite if you fill out the form for the course. Be part of that Slack channel so you can meet other developers, other aspiring developers, etc. And aside from that, just watch all the other videos on my channel. Check out great YouTube channels like Traversy Media, Academind, Free Code Camp. Those YouTube channels have a lot of great information. They've taught me a lot. And basically I've been, doing this since about mid-July, end of June. So basically I'm 3 months in. I have another 3 months of boot camp ahead of me. I've already built out somewhat of a portfolio, and then throughout the boot camp, that portfolio should get a little bit more robust. And my understandings of things like Angular and React will become even deeper than they are now. So I'm very excited for the future. But I want to extend any help I can to anybody else who's going to go down this path, to learn from what I've learned over the last few years, to get it done even better, even faster. and more focused. Because a lot of it was me feeling around, learning what things are, and kind of seeing, like, learning things kind of out of order, and then realizing, oh, okay, I should have learned that here. I should have learned that before I had learned that. That would have been a lot easier. Like, but, so, yes. So thank you very much. My name is Alex Merced. You can check out my website, alexmercedcoder.com. Subscribe to my podcast, Web Development 101, on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, and have a great day and enjoy, and I look forward to getting to know you.